Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about bills of exchange. So, first we're going to discuss about the concepts of bills of exchange like discounting, endorsement, retirement, renewal and all these concepts. Afterwards, we're going to do the problems from CA Foundation book. We're going to solve each and every problem. All right. So, first, let's take an example. There is a person named Sam and Raj. Sam here sold goods to Raj. So Sam will become seller and Raj will become buyer. Right? So Sam sold goods on credit basis. So can I say that Sam will become the creditor and Raj will become the debtor? So here Sam sold goods on credit basis to Raj. Raj has to pay the money to Sam after certain period. Okay, what is the guarantee that Raj will pay? So that's why Sam will drop one bill. Sam will drop one bill. It looks like this. In that Sam will write, I, Mr. Sam, orders Raj to pay. Let's just say the goods are sold for 10,000 rupees. Okay, sold for 10,000 rupees. So I, Mr. Sam, orders Raj to pay 10,000 rupees after 3 months, whatever it is, whatever the period it is, they can agree upon. So Sam will drop a bill like this and then Sam will sign on it, right? And then this bill will be sent to the Raj. Raj will read the bill and then accept that he is going to pay money after 3 months. So he is also sign on it. Okay, so Sam will drop a bill and send it to the Raj. Raj will read it and sign it and then send it back. Send back bill to Sam only. So who is the holder of the bill here? Sam. Sam is holding the bill. So we can call Sam as holder of the bill. And then the person who draws the bill, we can call them as drawer, which is Sam. And then the person on whom the bill is drawn, which is Raj. So we will call him drawee. Alright. So now we need to pass a journal entry for each and every transactions which we have written now, which we have done now. So what we have done, first one sale happened, Sam sold goods, that means Raj purchased goods, and then again Sam drawn a bill. For that we need to write a journal entry, and then Raj accepted a bill. For that also we need to write a journal entry. Alright, so let's write that journal entry. In the books of drawer means Sam. In the books of drawee Raj. Alright, so in the books of Sam is selling goods, right? So if you sell goods on credit basis, what is the journal entry? Normally you will write debtor account debit to sales account. Who is the debtor here? Raj. So debtor account debit to sales account. I am debiting the debtor because debtor is an asset. When the asset is increasing, we will debit it. And I am crediting the sales because sales is an income. Income shows credit balance. So you have to know the basic rules of debits and credits. Okay, I'm assuming that you know already. Then in the books of the drawee, so Raj is purchasing the goods. Purchasing is an expenses. So expenses shows debit balance. So purchases account debit to, then we are purchasing from Sam. Sam is a creditor. Creditor is a liability. Liability is increasing. When the liability is increasing, we'll credit it. So purchases account debit to creditor account, or we can say Sam account. Creditor here is nothing but Sam, right? So we can say Sam account. Then what happened? Sam drawn up a bill, right? Drawn a bill, and the bill is accepted. Drawn a bill and accepted. By whom? By drawee. So whenever we have drawn a bill and then drawees accept the same, then for Sam it will become bills receivable. Bills receivable. For Raj it will become bills payable. For Raj it will become bills payable. So bills receivable is an asset. Bills receivable is an asset. Asset shows debit balance. Asset shows debit balance. Bills payable is a liability. Liability shows credit balance. Liability shows credit balance. Fine. Come back to the journal entry. So previously here I have already written Raj as my debtor. Raj as my debtor. Now I need to cancel Raj as my debtor because bills receivable is replacing the Raj. Okay, so I'm getting a bills receivable, right? Sam is getting a bills receivable. So bills receivable is an asset. So asset shows debit balance. So I will debit the bills receivable. Bills receivable account debit, okay, in place of the debtor. And then I'm cancelling the debtor because Raj is a drawee, right? He is accepting the bills of exchange. So he is no longer our debtor. Bills receivable account debit to debtor account, which is Raj account. Because see, assume that in balance sheet bills receivable is an asset. Just now we have discussed it, right? If you write bills receivable 10,000 and then if you write Raj is a debtor, Raj also 10,000, is it right? Only one sale happened. How can you write two items, right? So that's why I'm cancelling the Raj. So previously in the first entry I have debited the Raj. Now to cancel that I am crediting it, right? So in a way I'm just writing bills receivable account debit to sales account. Fine. Same goes here also. So previously in the books of the drawee I made Sam as my creditor. Now I am accepting the bills payable. I am accepting another liability. So this liability, this bills payable is a liability which is replacing the creditor. One liability is replacing another liability. So creditor, Sam is in credit side. Now I need to cancel it. I need to debit it. So what I'll do is I'll be writing creditor account debit. Account debit means Sam. Account debit to bills payable account. Bills payable is a liability. Liability shows credit balance. So I am crediting the bills payable. See here, you can use instead of creditor and debtor, you can also use drawer and drawee also. All right. Okay. Now assume that the bill is drawn. Who drawn the bill? Sam drawn the bill, right? Assume that this bill is drawn on January 1st. January 1st. And then we have given a 3 months time. So January 1st to February 1st, February 1st to March 1st, March 1st to April 1st. So 3 months time. April 1st will be the due date, right? Due date. Who is the holder of the bill? We have discussed that the holder of the bill is Sam. The bill is with the Sam, right? So this holder of the bill have options. So this drawer, okay, can retain the bill until due date. Retain the bill until due date. Just give me a second. Yeah. Retain the bill until due date. See here, Sam drawn a bill on January 1st. Okay. and then Sam will wait until April 1st. On April 1st, Sam will go to the Raj and show this bill. See, Raj, you have promised me to pay the money, right? So promising is not correct word. Actually, she is ordering. And then one more accurate word is, this order is unconditional order. Unconditional order. You'll be learning about this in law anyway. Unconditional order means, so basically it's not like, Raj has to pay the money only to me when he when he fulfill this condition, only if he marries somebody, only if he somebody dies, not all those things, right? So he has to pay, that is unconditional. He has to pay exactly after 3 months, which is April 1st, right? So on April 1st, this Raj has to pay the money. So then who is the holder of the bill? Sam is the holder of the bill. Sam drawn a bill on January 1st. Sam can wait until the due date, which is April 1st, and then go to the Raj and then show the bill, collect the money. If Raj paid the money, Raj honored the bill. If Raj didn't pay the money, Raj dishonored the bill. Right? So Sam can retain the bill until the due date. That is one option by Sam. Sam has one option, which is she can retain the bill until the due date. Another option, she can discount the bill with the bank. Discount the bill with the bank. That is called discounting. So let's just say, after somewhere in February, Sam wants money. Obviously, Sam cannot go to the Raj and demand money, because Raj will tell, see, you have to wait until the due date, which is on April 1st. Why are you coming now and asking money? So Sam cannot go to the Raj. So Sam have another option, which is called discounting. We will gonna discuss that about later. Then Sam has also one more option called as endorsing. Right? Okay, we're gonna discuss about this also a little bit later. First, let's discuss the first option. So these are all the options Sam has. One is Sam can retain the bill until the due date. So Sam can keep that bill with herself until April 1st. On April 1st, she will go to the Raj and collect the money. On due date, two things will happen. Either honor of the bill or dishonor of the bill. Alright, honor of the bill and dishonor of the bill. So what is the general entry when the bill is honored? What is the general entry when the bill is dishonored? So that's what we have to pass. So what is meant by honor of the bill? That means Raj is paying the money. Paying to whom? Obviously Sam. So Sam is receiving the money. Bank account debit. Let's consider this as 10,000. Just for example, according to our example, it is 10,000, right? Bank account debit 10,000. Previously, what we have written when we have drawn a bill, we have written bills receivable account debit to debtor account. We are considering the bills receivable as an asset because we are supposed to receive the money. Receivable. Now it is no longer receivable. We have already received the money, right? Bank account debit. So it is no longer as an asset. So bank account debit to bills receivable account. If you observe this properly in the balance sheet, this is how it will look like, right? So in the balance sheet, first we have drawn Raj as our debtor. First we have written Raj as our debtor. Then we have cancelled it. Then we have replaced it with bills receivable 10,000. Then we have replaced with bank 10,000. Right? Even if you write all the general entries at once, ultimate entry will be bank account debit to sales account. How? See, first entry what we have written, whenever we sell goods on credit basis, you will be writing debtor account debit to sales account. And then whenever you are writing a bill, whenever you are drawing a bill and then that other party accepted, For you it will become bills receivable, which is an asset, so that's why you are debiting it, which is replacing the debtor. So you need to cancel the debtor. So to cancel the debtor, I am crediting it. Bills receivable account debit to debtor account. Now I have received the money, bank account debit. Now bills receivable is no longer asset to me, so I need to cancel the bills receivable. So I will be crediting it, bank account debit to bills receivable account. If you see here, debtor and debtor will get cancelled, and then bills receivable will get cancelled. Ultimate entry is bank account debit to sales account. So in our balance sheet also only bank account will show, right? So normally that's what we do, right? So why we are running the business for what? To get the money, to sell the goods and get the money. So these are all the in between transactions which are happening. Ultimate goal is selling the goods, getting the money, right? These are all the in between transactions. So but we cannot wait until receive the money. We cannot say, okay, I will record in my books of accounts only when I receive the money. You cannot say that. You have to write immediately whenever the transactions happen, right? Because we are maintaining the books of accounts under accrual system, not on the cash basis. So whether you received a cash or whatever it is, whenever the transaction happen, immediately you need to record. Okay, so ultimately bank account debit to sales account, isn't that the entry which we pass normally when we sell goods on cash basis, right? Cash account debit to sales account or bank account debit to sales account, the same entry we pass normally anyway. Okay, now the bill is dishonored. The bill is dishonored. Simple. So here what I have done, first I have written Raj in my balance sheet. I have written Raj as my debtor. Then I have replaced it with bills receivable. Okay, because here bills receivable is replacing with the debtor. Now the bills receivable is dishonored. It is worthless. Bills receivable is no longer asset to me. Why? Because on the due date I went to the Raj, Sam went to the Raj, and Raj did not pay the money. That bills receivable is worthless. So Raj will become our debtor again. So that means I need to cancel the bills receivable and I need to write Raj name again in my books of accounts. How do I do that? See what I have written previously. I have written this entry, bills receivable account debit to debtor account or Raj account to debtor account, right? I have cancelled the debtor, right, by crediting it. Normally debtor is an asset, asset shows debit balance. I have credited it, that means I am cancelling the debtor. Now when the bill is dishonored, Raj will become my debtor again. Debtor account debit, Raj account debit or to bills receivable account, because bills receivable is no longer my asset. Bills receivable account. In other words, whatever you have written previously, it is opposite. And then again, what is the ultimate entry of this? See here also first you will be writing this debtor account debit to sales account. Debtor first normally when you sell goods you will be writing debtor account debit to sales account. But this is the first entry, this is the second entry, this is the third entry which we have passed. What is the ultimate? So here debtor and debtor will get cancelled, because when we have written a bills receivable, we'll be cancelling the debtor, right? Then again the bills receivable is worthless, so we are crediting the bills receivable is here. Bills receivable and bills receivable is cancelled. Now see, observe, it is back to the normal state again. What is the first entry? Debtor account debit to sales account, right? It is back to the normal state again. Okay, if you understood the logic, it's fine. So but remember the general entry. In our balance sheet it will bills receivable and everything will be gone, only Raj will be there as our debtor. Okay, so what is the general entry? Debtor account debit to bills receivable account 10,000 and then 10,000. This is in the books of Sam Drawer. Okay, so what about in the books of Droy? Okay, see, assume that in the books of Droy the bill is honored. That means Raj. In the books of Droy means Raj. Raj paid the money on the due date. For Raj, money is going out, so bank balance is decreasing, asset is decreasing, so I will credit it to bank account, right? And then normally he would have written the general entry like this previously. When he accepted the bills, for him it will become bills payable, right? So he would have written creditors account, nothing but Sam account, debit to bills payable account, right? Now for him it is no longer liability because he is paying the money. Bills payable is a no longer liability. Previously in the last entry he has credited this bills payable because it is a liability. Now it is no longer liability, so liabilities are decreasing, so we should debit it. Bills payable account debit to bank account. So if he does not pay the money, that means if he dishonored the bill, okay, if he dishonored the bill, so Sam will become the creditor again. So to creditor account, because creditor is a liability, liability shows credit balance. So to creditor account, and then bills payable is worthless as usual. Bills payable account debit to creditors account. Even if you write the ultimate entry for this, it will look like this. First, what we have written, when you purchase goods, you will be writing purchases account debit to creditor account. And then when we accept the bills of exchange, for him it will become a bills payable. So you'll be writing second entry creditor account debit to bills payable account. And then when the bills is dishonored, we have written this entry. So first entry, second entry, dishonored, third entry. So here creditor and creditor will get cancelled. Okay. Then again in the third entry, see here bills payable and bills payable will get cancelled. Back to the original purchases account debit to creditor account, right? So in the second entry, whenever we accept the bill, okay, we will replace the debtor with bills receivable, or we will replace the creditor with bills payable. When if it is dishonored, it will come to the original state. Okay, so I hope you understood. So the general entry for the dishonorment is bills payable account debit to creditor account. Let me, yeah, so bills payable account debit to creditor account is the general entry for dishonor in the books of Droy, right? So you can write all this in one place in the books of Drawer. In the books of Droy, it will look like this. In the books of Droy, first when we sell goods, we'll be writing debtor account debit to sales, always credit sales. We don't concern here about the cash sales. So here you will be writing purchases account debit to creditor account, and then second entry, so drawer will draw a bill, and then as soon as the drawer drawn a bill and then it's get accepted by drawee, for him it will become bills receivable as an asset shows debit balance, so I am debiting it, and then it is replacing the debtor, so we need to cancel the debtor. So previously debtor is in debit side, now I need to cancel it, so I am crediting it. So here I will be, here also same, for him it will become bills payable is a liability, so I am crediting it, and then creditor is in the credit side, I need to cancel, so I will debit it, creditor account debit to bills payable account. And then when the bill is honored, I am receiving the money, so bank account debit to bills receivable is no longer asset to me, so I am cancelling that. And then here he is paying the money, so bank balance is decreasing, so I am crediting it to bank account. And then creditor is no longer liability, sorry, bills payable is no longer liability, so I am debiting it, bills payable account debit. And then if it becomes a dishonor, so for this opposite, okay, or so we need to make debtor again, because in the first entry here we have cancelled. Normally debtor should be debited, here we have cancelled, so we should make him debtor again as soon as the bills receivable dishonored. Debtor account debit to bills receivable account, we are cancelling the bills receivable, we need to make debtor again and cancel the bills receivable. And then again here we have cancelled the creditor by debiting, and then we have written bills payable, we need to cancel the bills payable by debiting it, bills payable account debit to, and then we need to make our creditor again, creditor account. Okay, so these are all the journal entries for the first option. So Sam can retain the bill until the due date, it may either become honor or dishonor. And then second option is discounting the bill and then endorsing the bill. Even in discounting the bill also there is a discounting bill honor, discounting bill dishonor, then endorsing bill honor, endorsing bill dishonor, which we're going to discuss in the next video. Thank you.